I'm just starting a brand new YouTube channel to teach IT to retirees. And I thought to myself, how's that going to work if you don't know how to use YouTube? So this video is a quick start guide to get you up and running in the magical world that's YouTube.
Step 1. Slowing me down. The speed control. First, let's talk about speed. Specifically, the speed that videos play back for you. Sometimes I might speak a bit too fast, or an instruction might fly by as the dog distracts you. You can actually slow me down, and YouTube is clever enough to keep me sounding relatively normal. Look at the bottom of this video. You'll see a little icon that looks like a clog or a gear wheel. If you select that, a menu pops up. See where it says playback speed? Now, if you click that and select 75%, I will speak 25% slower. My voice may sound a little funny, like I've had a good afternoon at the pub, but it gives you much more time to see exactly where I'm clicking and to take in what I'm saying. With YouTube, you can speed up or slow down all videos. The only speed you can't control is that of the adverts. As a bonus, YouTube remembers your choice of playback speed. So when you move on to the next video, that same pace is retained, but you can still change it again as often as you like. Step 2. Skipping to the good stuff. Chapters. You don't have to watch videos from start to finish if you're in a hurry. Often, content creators, the people like me that make these videos, break videos into chapters. This helps you fast track to the content that you are after, or go back to the start of a section if you want to hear the details again. Look for the red line at the bottom of the video, the one that shows how much of the video you've watched as you progress through what you're watching. You'll notice little gaps or breaks in that line. If you hover your mouse on the line around the gaps, or tap them with your finger, a label will pop up telling you exactly what I'm talking about in that particular section of the video. If you only want to see a particular section, you can just click to the beginning of that section and skip the rest of the video. Your time is valuable, and this helps you find exactly what you need. And if you want even more fine-tuning within the chapter, you can use the same red line to move forwards and backward through all the content. Step 3. Reading along. YouTube subtitles or closed captions. Sometimes the audio just isn't enough, or maybe the room you're in is a bit noisy. You can turn on YouTube subtitles. These are very similar to what you might already use on your TV. The main difference is that you might find YouTube more accurate in what it types.
You'll find the main pool area. It's surrounded by comfortable loungers and a large, spacious deck. Also right here at the main pool deck for families, you're going to find Splash Away Bay.
You'll see when we dive a little deeper, you can even pick what language you'd like the subtitles to be in. Look for the little white box with the letters CC, meaning closed captions, at the bottom of the video. When you click that, the words I'm saying will appear in text right on the screen, perfectly synchronized with the video. Step 4. Making it big. Full screen viewing. Finally, let's make sure you can see all the detail. If you're watching this on a small screen, everything may look tiny and cluttered, not what you want if, for example, you want to watch a full-length film. In the very bottom right corner of the video player, there is a little broken square icon. If you click that, the video will grow to fill your entire screen. To go back to the normal view, just press the Escape key on your keyboard. That's the ESC button in the top left, or tap that square icon again on your phone or tablet. If you're on a phone or tablet, you can also turn your device sideways to change to the full screen view automatically. The video will magically grow to fit the whole screen. Rotate your tablet back to normal to change back. If you really want the full experience though, have a look at my video on watching YouTube on your actual big screen TV. All the useful links are in the description of this video, or depending on how you are watching this, you might get a pop-up box appear now. You can click on that or return to here by scrolling back through the video once you've finished. Step 5. Personalising. Making YouTube your own. Accounts, likes, and subscribing. Now, you might be wondering why people see different videos than you do. That is because of who you are signed into YouTube as. If you look at the top right of your screen and see a circle with a letter for your initials, or a picture in it, this shows you are already signed into YouTube you have created an account. This really is great because it means YouTube is paying attention to what you enjoy and don't enjoy, and is then trying to give you more content that it thinks is related and hopes you will also like. It's like having a personal librarian who learns your taste and starts putting the books you actually want to read right on the desk for you. If you don't see an initial or a picture in the top right, you have probably not signed in or haven't created an account yet. Let me know in the comments below if you want a video on that or have any questions. Back to your account. To help your librarian out with understanding what you like or don't, you have two main tools right below each video. First, there is the like button. It looks like a little thumbs up icon. Clicking this is giving me a quick thank you. And importantly, it tells YouTube, I found this specific video helpful. They will then know to show you more videos it thinks will also be interesting to you from elsewhere in YouTube. Next to the like is the subscribe button. Think of this as following a teacher to see what else they teach. This would be their channel that you are following. In my case, if you are so kind as to subscribe, you'll be showing appreciation for the Retiree Tech School channel. But also, when you click this, you aren't just liking one video. You are telling YouTube that you like my way of teaching, the kind of content I create, and that you want to see more of related channel content from my other videos. None of this costs a penny. There is no commitment to anything, but it means the next time you open YouTube, the newest videos and your other favorites will be waiting ready for you in your very own personalized list. You can always unsubscribe from any channel later. That will flag to YouTube you are less interested in this content. Using these buttons is the best way to clear out unwanted clutter and make sure your YouTube page only shows you the helpful, high-quality information you're looking for. So in summary, it really is worth having your own YouTube account so you get your very own librarian and all of their suggested content without having to search about. With an account, you can save your favorite videos so you can watch again later. If you have other people using the same device, say in your family, they can have their own account too, meaning they will get their own personalized recommendations. Just remember to check who's logged in when you start. So YouTube gives you your content and can best pick tailored next watches, just like Netflix or Amazon does. If you are interested in a short video on changing accounts and account management, let me know in the comments below. Just type in your feedback and I will do my best to read and respond to it all. This really is how you can influence this channel and let me know what you want covering. A little introductory security note. If you are using a device in a public area, such as the local library, that will potentially be shared with many other people. When you sign out of the device, it should automatically clear down all records of you ever being there, and that includes your YouTube logon and record on the device of what you watched. Though of course, YouTube still knows what you watched if you logged in. If you have any concern, you can always sign off from YouTube manually. We cover online security to help learn how to assess all the risks around your use of technology. Summary and the big red button. If you found this at all useful, interesting, or even if you just want to provide feedback, please give the like button a click and leave a comment below. You now have the remote control for my channel and YouTube in general. By knowing about slowing down the speed, using chapters, and making sure you're signed in so you can like and subscribe, you have the tools to turn YouTube into a never-ending but completely personalized resource for all sorts of amazing content. You taking a little time to start bite-sized learning with me is the first step into the vast world of content on YouTube. I'm David. I hope you've enjoyed listening. See you back soon. P.S. Tell me in the comments what you want me to cover next.